and it's the content that you get from the archives. So many times people get archives and museums mixed up. But in order to have a museum, you have to have the content first, and that comes from the repository. And so there are other repositories that started, many of them, right after the bicentennial. They started in 1974, as I did when I was looking for information about Blacks. I went to the downtown library, or gave them a call, and asked them to pull 15 or 20 books for me about Blacks. The library clerk took quite a while, and finally she came back and said, "We only have a folder with obituaries." And stunned as I was, it took me a moment to collect myself. And I said, "Well, how many books are in the library?" And her answer was 10,000. I asked as quickly as I could, why don't we have more books? Why aren't there any books about Blacks? And the answer she gave changed my life and the life of the entire community regarding Black history. She said, and I quote, "I guess those people haven't thought enough of themselves to write their history." Well, that came as a shock to me because my mother's family and other families were always telling stories about growing up and participating in Miami's development. And they always said we were resilient, but we were always trying to survive. From the question at the library and the stories I heard at home, church, and school, my journey began to save Miami-Dade County's Black history. Writing one book was not enough. It was important for me to establish an institution that contained information from our community to tell our story ourselves. To tell our stories ourselves. And so I did not assume that I knew how to save our history. And at great personal sacrifice, I returned to graduate school, and then I created the Black Archives History Research Foundation, and I saved Overtown's Lyric Theater, the very theater where our guests are tonight. Little did I know, when the Black Archives was incorporated in 1977, that the materials I collected would provide content for contemporary expressions, art, and AI.